Rachel Notley has hired a handful of anti-oil, anti-Alberta activists to decide the future of the oil sands in Alberta. I know, it's outrageous. The Oil Sands Advisory Group is stacked with anti-oil campaigners who have spent their entire careers taking money to hate Alberta, to lobby against our job creators, and to fight to put more Alberta families on the unemployment lines. In the days to come, I'll do my very best to bring you all the facts about the people who sit on this panel and all the ways they've attacked Alberta families over the years. Rebel Commander Ezra Levant has a great takedown of the main radical who will co-chair the Oil Sands Advisory Group, Tzeporah Berman. She was with Greenpeace, and then she co-founded the radical anti-pipeline group Forest Ethics. She's taken money from the Rockefeller Foundation as a useful idiot in that foundation's mission to keep the cost of Canadian oil low for our American customers by pretending to care about the environment. It's why they never protest in places like Venezuela. There's just no discount to maintain there. And Berman has made quite a name for herself, taking her anti-Alberta, anti-Canada act and turning it into a traveling roadshow, touring around the world, bashing Canada on foreign TV. But she's just as bad right here at home. She was a protester against the Kinder Morgan pipeline twinning project on Burnaby Mountain. Just listen.
The National Energy Board process that governs, that makes the decision over this Kinder Morgan pipeline and pipelines that are stretching across this country is broken. What we've seen over the last couple of years is that the Harper government and the industry, in their aggressive push to push pipelines down the throats of communities across the country, has just simply gone too far.
Now, I think Berman checks under her bed for the National Energy Board each and every night. Anyways, Rachel Notley says she rejects the LEAP manifesto, calling it ill-conceived, naive, and tone-deaf. She says the Alberta NDP are not supporters of the LEAP manifesto. Then why is Rachel Notley hiring Berman, someone who was an initiating signatory on the anti-oil LEAP manifesto, to decide the future of the Alberta energy sector? And do you remember when Rachel Notley said this here?
As I said last weekend, and as I have been saying for months, I will continue to advocate for pipelines until we get to yes, so that all Albertans and all Canadians can get full value from our resources.
That was the State of the Province address in April. Rachel Notley was doing her very best to pretend to say all the right things about pipelines and value for our oil. But a few short months later, Rachel Notley has hired Berman, who said exactly the opposite during a debate about the Kinder Morgan pipeline. Just watch this.
Like the Enbridge pipeline, this pipeline is designed to access new markets. The oil companies want to access new markets in order to increase their profits and raise the price of oil. And as former CEO of ICBC economist Robin Allen has noted, building new pipelines will result in higher Canadian oil prices of anywhere from $2 to $13 a barrel. In addition, Kinder Morgan has failed to identify the impact of building more pipelines on the Canadian dollar, and everyone from the Bank of Canada to CIBC to the World Bank has said that the rising oil prices actually threaten Canadian economic growth because of the pressure of inflation, exchange rate.
So Rachel Notley just hired someone who admits to opposing pipelines for the sake of keeping the cost of Canadian oil artificially low. Rachel Notley just hired someone who advocates keeping Canadian oil at a discount, at the cost of hundreds of thousands of Canadian jobs. Rachel Notley just hired someone who says that even one more pipeline is not acceptable. Not even one. And now, 4 years after that debate about Kinder Morgan, we know that Berman was wrong. The lower dollar and the low cost of oil isn't helping the Canadian economy. It's destroying it. So why did Rachel Notley hire Berman, someone who made a career out of opposing the jobs of thousands of Albertans? Because Rachel Notley, regardless of her speeches and machinations to the contrary, is the same old Rachel Notley, the same Rachel Notley that opposed the oil sands for years, the same old Rachel Notley that held a funeral for dead ducks who landed on a tailings pond. It's the same old Rachel Notley who spoke at all those anti-oil sands rallies. Nothing has changed about Rachel Notley. She's just able to outsource her opposition to the oil sands now, so she doesn't have to get her hands dirty when projects are shelved and production is stopped. It won't be her fault. It can be someone else's fault. She was only following recommendations, you see, not her fault. It was the advisory group. The advisory group she stacked with enviro-nuts. Rachel Notley doesn't want to get to yes on a pipeline. She just doesn't want to be the person who has to say no. So what can we do? Well, we can fight back. We don't have to take this sitting down. We want to get 100,000 signatures on a petition, one for every job loss because of Rachel Notley's bad policies, her carbon tax, and her homegrown recession. Go to fireberman.ca and sign our petition. We want it to be the largest petition in Alberta history. We want to spread the word. We need to spread the word and let the public know that Rachel Notley is using her proxies, like Berman, to attack the oil sands so she doesn't have to. We're buying billboards around Alberta, starting first in Calgary. We want to show Albertans the truth about what Rachel Notley is doing and who she's using to do it. If you're able to help us out with the billboard campaign, you can donate at fireberman.ca. Tzeporah Berman wants all pipelines stopped. Let's stop the Rachel Notley job pipeline for anti-Alberta radicals. Visit fireberman.ca.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.